Palantir landed another contract, this time with a paper company. So I thought I would take a look at the chart and see where we are. So we ended the day at $132.81, up 0.57%. We are at the middle of the trend. To the north side takes us to one level of resistance and a potential take profit area at 137.95. Above that for Wednesday, 140.61, and should we be so lucky to get to this level, that would take us to 143.23. This is resistance and a potential take profit area, as well as this line and this line. And to the south side, one level of support takes us to 127.47. This line is a previous target price at 125, which we have hit. That will also act as support. And another potential buy-in area, 122.32. This is also a potential stop loss area, another stop loss area, and this line as well. As you can see, we're just grinding along the middle of the trend. This is an old middle of the trend that I marked on May 15th, and we are just retracing to this level. Look, we just cannot seem to get beyond this line here, acting as resistance. And I will delete that. Let me draw a new one just because it's so close to the old one. So from down here to this line, this is resistance, and we busted through, fell back down. This turns into support, resistance, support, and then just grinding along this line. So we are at support again. Note the RSI is turning up. We have a couple of gaps to keep in mind. That will take us to 120.59. This one will take us to 118.46. And then 110.57. But note we are in an upward channel on the 5. And you can see we hit clear resistance, and then what happens? We sell off. This gap closed to the downside. Yeah, that's touched there. All right, and I think that is it for Palantir. Now I want to go over Soxl very quickly. We are rocking and rolling with this ticker here. We ended the day up 6.37%. Resistance takes us to roughly 22.60. Should we be so lucky as to get to here, that's 23.02. And another potential sell limit area and a potential resistance area before things start to crack. If we get to this level, 23.41. And ignore all these horizontal lines. I'll show you what they mean in a second. But the middle of the trend is now right here at 21.82. One level of support is 21.04, 20.62, 20.22. And we have a gap right here to the downside to watch out for. We've gapped up so much that we have plenty of gaps to the south side. Oops. Let's try that one again. Okay, so 2066, and another one that will take us to 1931. All right, note the sell-off here, close to resistance, the RSI turning up, so it looks like maybe we could go up some more and then crack back down for another leg up. And then we have this gap to the south side also. And let me clean up this one. That took us down to roughly 1911. Note the buy in here at support, sell off at resistance. This gap closed. Oh, I did sell some shares at 15. I bought in at 1537, sold out at 1750 for a 13% return. I should have kept all that. When you play the long game, you typically make more money. But this was just supposed to be a very short trade for me, and I'm in way longer than I thought I would be. And I still own some shares in that pink line at 935. And if we retrace to these levels, I'll buy back in again. I'll ruin my dollar cost average here, the average cost rather of my lot, but that's okay. And oh, we had a gap. What is this? This gap. And when did that open? That opened up on let me just make sure that it did not get messed up. Yeah. Okay, that took us to 21.95. And look at the high for today, 22.10. And that opened up, let me just give you the date, roughly the 5th of March. And it closed right here today. So congratulations if you played that gap all the way to the north side. Right there. Yeah, touched. Let's just give it right there. Okay, now I have to go back and delete. I should switch my time frame. But I'm almost there. Good Lord. Okay, 21.95 is where we ended, and it started at roughly 1977. So congrats if you played that gap. And I'm going to show you what this looks like on the daily. It's been a very long time since I tracked this, but recently I've tracked it. But before that, it was really a long time ago. And all of these lines in the kind of the bluish color, I tracked in December of 2023. These are support and resistance lines. And look at this. I never went back and cleaned up the chart. Okay. I should delete all this stuff, but it's a nice reference point. Okay, what are we looking at for price on the daily? We're at 21.89 right here. So one level to the north side takes us to 28.03-ish. And to the south side, this gap will close down at roughly 13.41. I don't know if we're going to get that low anytime soon. Oh, we've got this gap. But did it touch? Because remember, I extend it and I don't go back all the time and clean up my chart. Did that touch? No. We've got potential up to 32.67 there. And then another one at 35. And a trader named Lalit asked me if I thought it would ever go back to 35. Well, there are gaps that will take us back there, but everything obviously takes time. You have to be patient. This thing cratered on us, okay? Cratered. Look at that right here. 70.06. Oh, 70.08. That's the high. 52-week high. We're not even close. All right? I know so many people are interested in this ticker, but we are, where are we? 21.89. And we're down over here. So if we continue to go south, in August, could we hit it to go back again? I don't know. That's a hard one. So anyway, not in the channel Not close to here yet because look at in the big picture, we are still going down. We have not completely reversed yet, but at least we're clawing our way back. And all you can do if you're stuck in this and you're not selling is to buy lower, and then that way your average cost goes down as well, so you're not bleeding out as much. All right, the next one I want to go over is, let's go back to the 5. I'm going to do this one very quickly. Grab, G-R-A-B. We ended the day at 468. All right, here are some levels for you for Wednesday. 476. This gap closes out at 497. 503, and don't hold your breath for price to get here on Wednesday, perhaps some other day, but not Wednesday, I don't think. 513, and if we do, it'll be a wick and it'll get slammed right back down. Let me move this. 457, 448, 439. Support and a bounce up to resistance and a sell-off. Resistance up here, sell-off, and we've got a gap that will take us to 517. And one other thing on the daily. Wanted to take a look at this because it's been a long time since I looked at this. So I have not probably looked at this since 2022. These are old support and resistance lines I drew out. But look, we're just basically in this channel right here with a bounce off of support and boom, a rip up. This is support, support. Okay, and then this was resistance, this line, and then we busted through, fell back down. So we've been chopping down here, and then now we're finally up into this area. So that's nice to see. The 1-year price target on this is 582, a 24% return from where we are, so not too shabby. And the last one I want to go over very quickly is Tesla. Oops, not TSLS, TSLA. Let's go. Oh, yeah, it looks like a hot mess because I've tracked this so many times, but let's take it on the 5, where it's slightly cleaner. I guess that's all relative. 326.09, up 5.67%. This ticker is running, I think, because of the calming of the feud between Trump and Elon, and then also the robo-taxis coming out on the 12th, which is fantastic. I'm surprised we're not seeing way more videos of this. This is really under wraps to me. 333.74. This is an area we've been to before. 343.67 and roughly 353.69. Of course, I sold some a while ago and it ran after that, but it got slammed back down. But still, it's higher now than it was when I sold, and I sold for a good chunk. 293.14. Oh, wait, the middle of the trend lines up back to an area we've already been in 2024. Okay. And then south of that, 293.14, 283.34, and roughly 272.84. Support and a bounce. That gap closed. Oh, and this gap, this anticipated move to 287.19 filled right there. It touched. So that is no longer a landmine to the south side. If you went short, you made it. You got it. But then look at, and then it ripped off of that. Bounced off of this line that I tracked in 2024. Everything's done here. And then we've got this potential to 331.87. So that's nice. And I think I've cleaned up kind of the more recent things. Oh yeah, this is, oh, look at this. I sold out. I was so sick of looking at this. And that's the problem when you micromanage and you look at your stocks every day. Okay. I got a 31% return, but had I stayed in, I would have made way more money, way more money. But anyway, at least I made some, but I still am in this ticker at 150 and I haven't sold because I don't want to, but watch. I want to wait till we hit new all-time highs again before I sell the rest of it that I want to sell. Okay, and let me show you this video.
Breaking news, the first Tesla robotaxi has been just seen doing a test drive in Austin, Texas. This is the Tesla Model Y, and as you can see, it is driving with nobody in it. Let's play the video.
I, for a moment, thought that girl was going to get run over.
Breaking news.
Pretty cool. There's that little sign, the robotaxi. Very nice. So that is coming out. So that will be more money for Tesla to bring in. And let me read that. Tentatively plans to begin offering rides on its self-driving robotaxis to the public. Oh, on June 22nd to the public. Okay. So it'll debut on the 12th and to the public on the 22nd. But there's another article that I saw that's fantastic news for the company, that the first Tesla that drives itself from the factory end of line all the way to a customer house is on June 28th. I want to know who that first customer is going to be. That would be pretty darn cool to be the first customer. And I also got a solicitation from Tesla for a 0% interest rate for the Cybertruck. Unreal. I've never been able to get 0% on any car I've ever purchased, but for Cybertruck to offer that means the Cybertruck is not selling. That's not to say it's not selling at all, but it's not as, there are not as many sales as they would like. So that's why they're offering those incentives. Otherwise, car companies don't do that. RSI turning up, so we could hit this level of resistance and then get slammed back down for a potential leg up later. What does the 1 year price target say? It is now, where did I, oh, well, we're down the forecast to the south side 115 and then to the north side $500. That is crazy. Let me see, where does $500 take us? Well, the outer band, okay, we are right here. I know it's hard to see. We're at 326. 326. Oh, where is that line? This purple line right there. Okay, to the north side. Middle of the trend on the daily. 360.85. 480 or 479.80. 541, so there you go. 500 is right there. So basically between 2 and 3, and then if we get to 4 SD, it will be 598.80. Pretty crazy. I'm not an analyst. I don't need to be one. I can make my own predictions, and I'll make those predictions all day long based off of this chart. And you can use that to your advantage as well if you're trying to figure out where ETFs are going to be headed, either to the north side or to the south side, because analysts don't give price targets. Those are moving targets because things get sold in and out quite a bit. All right, that does it for me. If there is a ticker that you want me to go over, please let me know and have a fantastic trading day.